My peoples, my peoples, my peoples. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. So it's been a while, for a few days since my last video. Hope you liked it. Check it out if you haven't. But on Sunday we have Leeds United, and literally a few minutes ago, Mikel Arteta has just done his little press conference talking about the game, and I thought I would talk about it a bit. So let's get started with the big news. Thomas Partey's out. El Nene is out. So our two dominant midfield players, the players who I would say give us balance in the side, are now out of a team that I have to say that I'm a bit of a fan of Leeds. I think that Bielsa has done an incredible job there. And even though that team does have deficiencies, do not sleep on them. This is a Leeds United side capable of really hurting Arsenal big time. I mean, this is a side where, I think they scored 4 goals against Liverpool. If I'm not correct, 4, either 3 or 4. Nevertheless, they scored more than us when we faced Liverpool. So that should tell you the situation that it is. Patrick Bamford, Bielsa has set up this team in a way to get the best out of Bamford. I have never seen a Patrick Bamford in this run of form ever. Even when he was in the Championship, I thought he was a okay striker, work hard type of striker, runs tracks back, run the channels, but was never prolific. But right now, he's showing, you know what, he's scoring goals even when they lose. So Patrick Bamford is definitely one to watch out for in this game up against Leeds. But let's talk about the potential starting 11, especially when we have a midfield that isn't going to have Mohamed El Nene and Thomas Partey. Let's be really, really honest. So with that in mind, I honestly think Mikel Arteta will go for 4 at the back. I think he's going to persist with the 4 at the back. Now when you don't have the shields in El Nene and Partey blocking that, you need to have midfield that has numbers, and that means that you need to have at least 3 within the midfield, helping to protect the back 4, also looking to create chances and potentially also provide some creativity. But in goal, we're going to go with Bernd Leno. So far, I haven't heard any injuries around him, so I'm going to go with him in goal. At right back, I think Hector Bellerin will probably start. However, I think the best thing that Mikel Arteta should do to help with the midfield is to put Ainsley Maitland-Niles at right back. That makes sense. To put him at right back, potentially he could then go into midfield to help support the midfield, provide that little bit more steel within there. I think that's the best thing for him to do right now. Then I want to go with Gabriel at centre back. And then I will go with Holding at centre back. And I'm not putting David Luiz in there because I think David Luiz is in a bit of the doghouse regarding the stories yesterday with him sucker punching Ceballos, or maybe not sucker punching Ceballos, like clearly just like BAM, you know, giving him that bloody nose. So I'm sure there's going to be some retrospective punishment there for Dani Ceballos and kind of David Luiz. So I don't think David Luiz will start. I do think he'll be on the bench though. And then I'll go with Kieran Tierney at left back as well. In midfield, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka in midfield, yes. Left centre mid. I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. Unfortunately, he's going to give Xhaka a chance. And then I'm going to go with Joe Willock in that midfield. Yes. And I think that if it wasn't for the little punch up between Luiz and Dani Ceballos, I think Dani Ceballos probably would start. But I think because of that, I think this leaves an opening for Joe Willock. He's done a fantastic job over the past couple of weeks. Deserves a chance to do something a little bit more, do something a little bit different. And I think Joe Willock is going to have a real good time in this game as well. Then up front. Now, in my last video, I talked about how there needs to be change in regards to this front three. Something needs to be done. Now, I'm going to call this front three just based on the fact that I think Mikel Arteta would have listened. So, for me, I'm probably going to go with Aubameyang up front. I'm going to go with Pepe on the right. I want to say Reece Nelson. I really do. But I think it's going to be Willian on the left. And maybe Pepe and Willian interchanging with one another. I really do think so. I'm sorry, but I don't think he's going to give Reece a chance, even though I think Reece deserves it. And I think that's our starting 11. I really do. Now, in terms of predictions of the game, I've said this time and time again. When I did my prediction of the season and I looked at calculations, I'm talking 80 points. It's what's going to need for Arsenal to confirm top 4. You know, that's what we should be aiming at. And if we beat the teams that we're supposed to beat, we'll get there. And if, you know, the difficult teams like City and Liverpool, I expect losses against them home and away. But then the other games like Manchester United, the Leicesters, the Tottenhams, you're expecting those to be difficult, so probably draws out of that. But this game against Leeds, you have to expect an Arsenal win. I do not want to join that live stream on the 101 Arsenal show on Sunday and see BS with Arsenal losing. This is going to be an Arsenal win. Simple as that. I'm going with a 4-2 win because I think that there are goals to get at in this Leeds side. They've got a shaky defence, and it's probably the only reason why Leeds are now as low as they are, because if their defence was improved, they'd be, in my opinion, in the top 10 in the league right now. So I'm going to go with a 4-2. I think it's going to be incredibly entertaining. It is going to be absolute roller coaster for Arsenal fans. So get ready to grab your chests, and it's going to be painful, but I think Arsenal will get the win. I'm going with 4-2. Aubameyang, I see getting a couple goals in just because he's going to be playing up front. I think he will show something. I think Joe Willock, who I think will start, will get some as well. So 2 from Aubameyang, 1 from Joe, and Eddie Nketiah substitute goal as well. And that seals the 4. And then probably a Patrick Bamford brace or something like that from Leeds. But that's my thoughts on the game. What are your thoughts? Do leave your comments below. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. It does help the channel out. Now, I will see you all next time. And check me out on my other videos, which should be somewhere around about here. But until then, see you then. Peace.